Dear students, Sairam to all. In 8th standard, you have studied about numbers. The numbers are used to count the object. Wherever there we want to measure quantity, we have to use numbers. In our daily life, we are using numbers in many ways. In fact, the number play an important role in our life. Mathematics itself is a play with numbers. Today, let us learn about different sets of numbers. Now, I am going to teach 9th class mathematics, the number system. The number system is divided into 5 subtopics. 1.1 different sets of numbers, 1.2 representation of irrational numbers on number line, 1.3 real numbers and decimal expansions, 1.4 operation on real numbers, 1.5 laws of exponents. Now, let us know what are the different sets of numbers. Number 1, set of natural numbers. It is denoted by the symbol n. It consists of numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. up to infinity. Second type of set of whole numbers. It consists of all the natural numbers together with 0. Fourth set, rational numbers. It is represented by the symbol q. It consists of all the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q belongs to set I and q is not equal to 0. Now, all the rational numbers consists of all natural numbers, all whole numbers and all fractions. Here, denominator should not be equal to 0, that is the necessary condition. Next, fifth set is set of irrational numbers. It is defined as set of numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. It is also can be represented by the symbol q dash. Next, another set is there, that is the set of real numbers. It consists of all the rational numbers together with irrational numbers. Now, I will give you one small test whether you have understood all the properties of numbers or not. The test, we have to group the given numbers into rational numbers and irrational numbers, and I will give 1 minute time, you try yourself. Now I will write on the board whether you have written or not properly. Now, the given there you have to make into 2 types. One is rational numbers, another type of sets we have to represent as irrational number. Now, let us divide them given numbers into 2 parts. Now, here the first number is 7 by 8 is there. Now, it is in the form of p by q, so it can be belong to the set of rational numbers. A belongs to the set of rational numbers. 7 by 8 we have to represent in this group. Now, let us go to the second number is given as square root of 64. Now, what is the value of square root of 64? You already know square root of 64 is nothing but 8. 8 can be represented in the form of p by q. 8 can be represented in the form of p by q. So, it belongs to the group rational numbers. So, you have to write it as in the group. Now, square root of 64 is 8, belongs to the set of rational numbers. Now, fourth one is d is given as 0.35. 0.35 can be written as 35 upon 100. So, it is in the form of p by q. So it should be a rational number. So you have to write here 0.35 in this group only. Now let us go to the next question. Is given as 0.01, 0.001 etc. It is given, it is a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. All the non-terminating and non-recurring decimals are irrational numbers, so it belongs to the second group. So you have to write in the second group. Now E belongs to the second group here. 0.01, 001, 0001 etc. It is a non-terminating and non-recurring decimal, so it is irrational number. Now next number is given as pi. Now already you know that pi is non-terminating and non-recurring decimal, so it is also a irrational number. So pi is also belong to this group. Now check your answers whether you have done correctly or not. All of you are done properly, then you have learnt the concept of numbers. Now let us move to the other topic here. In this class we have to know how to represent the irrational numbers on the number line. Before going to locate irrational numbers on the number line, you should know about Pythagoras theorem. Now it is a Pythagoras theorem is a very familiar to you. Now let us discuss about Pythagoras theorem now. Now Pythagoras theorem is applicable only for the right angle triangles. Now the statement of the Pythagoras theorem already you know, in any right angle triangle the square on the hypotenuse is always equal to the sum of the squares on the remaining two sides. Now let us apply this theorem to a right angle triangle. Now I will name this right angle triangle as ABC now, in which angle B equal to 90 degree. In this triangle, the side opposite to the right angle, which is the side opposite to right angle here? It is AC. This AC is called as hypotenuse. Now let us apply the Pythagoras theorem for this triangle. Now here, according to theorem, the square on the hypotenuse, here hypotenuse is AC, therefore square on the hypotenuse becomes AC square, that is equal to the sum of the square on the remaining two sides. Now which are the two sides remaining now? One is AB, another one is BC. Therefore according to theorem, the sum of the square, you should write it as AB square plus BC square now. Understood now? Now I will write another one triangle to clarify. Now I will write the triangle like this now. Now I will name this triangle as PQR. Now here angle P is 90 degree. Now apply the Pythagoras theorem for this triangle now. Now here the right angle is at the vertex P. Now opposite side becomes QR, therefore QR becomes the hypotenuse in this triangle. Now let us apply the Pythagoras theorem now. Now we will get QR square is equal to the sum of the squares on the remaining side, that becomes one side is PQ square, another side is here PR square. By using this theorem, we can locate every irrational number on a number line. Now First of all, let us locate root 2 on number line, root 2 on number line.